Hi everyone, it's time for Reader's Workshop. Now, this week we have already read two books. Normally, we will just spend the whole week, all 5 days, on one book. However, this week is a little different. I wanted to share more than one book with you. So, we looked at on Monday a book with pictures of feelings. And then the next 2 days, we read Llama Llama, Mrs. Mama. And today we are going to read another book. It's called Leo, the Late Bloomer. And one thing I really like about this book is that it reminds me so much of friends in kindergarten. And it reminds me of kindergarten friends because this is Leo. And inside this book, there are friends that he goes to school with, and they all do different things. Some know all kinds of things about being in school. Some know a little bit, and some don't really know much. And guess what? That's okay. And we're also going to use this book today to talk about concepts about print. And that's basically just knowing what a book is about. So today, when you go to your independent reading, when you look at books, I'm hoping that you're not only just looking at books online, like with Raz Kids and with Epic, but remember you have books in your book box, in your home learning kit, that you can practice this with too. Something that you can hold and talk about the different parts of the book. So here is Leo the Late Bloomer. This is the front of the book. It's the cover. On the cover, we have the name of the book, which is also called the title. This is called Leo, the Late Bloomer. Then on the cover, it also tells us who wrote the story. That's the author. The author is Robert Krause. And it tells us who the illustrator is. And the illustrator is the person that draws the pictures or paints the pictures or takes the pictures. The illustrator in this book is Jose Arrego. So here's the front of the book. And then on the back of the book, sometimes it gives us information. This gives us a little bit of an idea of what the book is about. And then this gives us a little bit more information about the author and the illustrator. I'm going to read the top. It says, Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read or write. He couldn't draw. And he was a sloppy eater. Every day and every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming like a flower, like he was waiting for him to grow. Are you sure Leo is a late bloomer? Asked Leo's father. Patience, said Leo's mother. Then one day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. So those are important things to know about a book. The front of the book, the back of the book, and what you can find on the front of the book. When you open the book, there's also usually something called a title page. It tells you the same information as the cover, and it might have the same or a different picture. Then on the inside of books, especially books that we read in kindergarten, they have a dedication page. The dedication page is a page that the author and illustrator get to say who they wrote the book for. This is for Ken Dewey and for Pamela, Bruce, and Billy. And then the story begins. When we look at a book, we need to make sure that we start where we look at the picture, but we start reading on the print. Okay? So the picture can tell us the story, but the words say what the story is about. So remember in kindergarten, though, too, you can look at a book and look at the pictures and tell your own story, or remember what you heard someone else say and tell that story, or you can read the words eventually. So let's just read. Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read. Oh, it looks like his friends are reading, but who knows how they're reading? Maybe they're not reading the words yet. Maybe they're practicing just like kindergartners. He couldn't write his name. Oh my, look at how the animals were writing their names. Where's Leo? Here he is. He was just drawing some scribbly lines. That's okay. That's how we learn and how we start. He was a sloppy eater. Oh, I see a lot of that, even more than kindergartners. And he never said a word. So the owl said hoot, the elephant said thrum, the snake said hiss, this little bird said pip, the crocodile said crunch, and Leo said, "What's the matter with Leo?" asked Leo's father. "Nothing," said Leo's mother. "Leo is just a late bloomer." Better late than never, thought Leo's father. So Leo's father noticed that he's not doing the same things as his peers, and those are people, or I suppose lions and tigers, other animals the same age as him. But that's okay, not everyone grows at the same time. So every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. So you can see Leo's dad hiding, peeking, looking to see what Leo's doing. Leo doesn't look to be doing much. However, he might be thinking. You never know. Maybe he's resting his mind and his body so that he can be ready. And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. He's still looking, but nothing's changing. He's taking his time. "Are you sure Leo's a bloomer?" asked Leo's father. "Patience," said Leo's mother. "A watched bloomer doesn't bloom." And patience is a good word to know. It means you need to wait, and you need to be nice about waiting, and you know that your turn will come. So Leo's father watched television instead of Leo. I think he was still watching Leo. And Leo was playing, and we learn when we play. The snow came, and Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. So you see, Leo is just chasing a rabbit, having fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the other animals are making some extravagant, amazing snow animals. And he's just digging a hole. It's okay. Then the trees budded. Oh, this is sounding familiar, like some of the books that we'll be reading about too, how the seasons change. So the trees budded, and that means that the leaves are coming on the trees. And Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. So they waited all through winter, and then now it's spring, and everything is budding, and he's still not doing anything special. Then one day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. Look at that with the flowers. He bloomed and he looked so happy. He could read. Oh, and look, he's reading to his friends. He could write. Oh my goodness, boy, could he write. He could draw. He even ate neatly. He also spoke, and it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence, just like I like you to use lots of words in a sentence. And that sentence was, "I made it." And I think looking at the expressions on their faces, the mom and the dad are both very proud of Leo. So that is the end. And when we're at the end, it's the back of the book. So today when you are reading, I'd like you to find a book that you can hold. And I want you to talk to someone at home about the front, about the back, and where you should be reading, where the words start and where the pictures tell you stories, because there is a difference between the words and the pictures. All right, keep reading, and I will see you tomorrow.